In the battle of man versus machine, Elon Musk sees a potential way to win, merging man with machine. He's unveiled bold plans to connect our brains with our devices. Anna Stewart has the lucky prize of reporting on this story for us today. I mean, the details on this are pretty astonishing. It's not specifically new science, but Elon Musk just makes several dramatic advances. Talk us through the science here.
Oh, it's easy, the science. Yeah, like all Elon Musk announcements, this one hurts my brain thinking about the possibilities, Julia. Now, in terms of the science itself, as you said, the technology isn't necessarily new. That's what scientists were taking to Twitter and saying last night. But the device itself is cutting edge. What it is a thread-like device, thinner than a human hair. It gets inserted through a skull. And on it are thousands of electrodes which monitor brain neurons and transmit that data back. That means, because it's so thin, it's much less invasive than similar procedures at the moment. Plus, what's really different about this company and the fact that Elon Musk has backed it is that its ambitions are far beyond medicine, for instance, far beyond just helping someone who can't speak to communicate. They are looking to create symbiosis with artificial intelligence to superpower a healthy human brain. And, you know, this is something that Elon Musk has discussed before, his fear of AI, which he once called humanity's biggest existential threat. Take a listen to what he said last night.
I think even in a benign AI scenario, we will be left behind. And so hopefully it is a benign scenario. But I think with a high bandwidth brain-machine interface, I think we can actually go along for the ride. And we can effectively have the option of merging with AI.
So as robots become more human-like, we can become perhaps more robot-like. Julia?
I have to say, when I was reading the story, I was imagining downloading a language overnight, or maybe even studying a degree overnight. This would be so great. Testing on humans next year, according to Elon Musk. Elon Musk timescale here, admittedly.
Exactly. So we discovered last night in the Q&A that they've already tested this on a monkey, and I will quote Elon Musk here so I don't get it wrong. The monkey was able to control the computer with his brain, just FYI. Next up, human trials. They need to get that through the FDA. That could be a pretty big hurdle to jump. And then, of course, even if they get that technology and they can superpower a human brain and do all the things that we'd like it to do, what about consent? What about equality? What about privacy? It raises a whole host of issues.
Incriminating records, flashy weapons, secret tunnels, and a lot of drugs. This evidence released in court shows how the highest-ranking alleged drug lord to be tried in the U.S. lived a life straight out of a telenovela. In fact, some called the trial of Joaquin Guzman Loera, or El Chapo, an epic narco drama.
The world's most wanted, most dangerous drug lord, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman.
A massive manhunt for the cartel leader is underway.
Guzman was a fugitive for over a decade, but it was ultimately his paranoia that led to his downfall. The same technician he hired to install spyware on his associates' phones was the one who gave U.S. authorities access to his secret conversations, evidence that would build a case against him. He may have been notorious while on the run, but his trial gave us a deeper look into his dark and lavish lifestyle. Like texts with his wife Emma Coronel that show Guzman seeming to suggest one of their 6-month-old twin girls should be given a firearm. He himself owned a diamond-encrusted monogrammed pistol and a gold-plated AK-47, among other weapons.
¿Quién es él? ¿Le gustaba la fama? Hay que ser sinceros, yo creo que sí le gustaba, sí le gusta.
And while El Chapo's lawyers maintain that their client is not actually the drug kingpin he's being described as, the evidence presented in court built up. Beyond his extravagant lifestyle, the trial has also magnified how El Chapo allegedly led a regime full of fear and corruption. Witnesses testified that Guzman ordered multiple executions.
Narcotráfico ya es una cultura que viene de los antepasados.
Part of that culture is having loyal allies, but after being put behind bars, many former associates came out against him. Some of Guzman's closest associates have testified against the drug lord, like Alex Cifuentes, who considered himself Guzman's right-hand man. Cifuentes testified that the drug kingpin even paid $100 million to former Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto as a bribe so he could stay in business. Peña Nieto's former chief of staff has denied this claim and calls Cifuentes' testimony, quote, false, defamatory, and absurd. He says it was Peña Nieto's government which captured and extradited El Chapo. Peña Nieto himself did not respond when CNN reached out for comment. Evidence released in court also claimed Guzman has bribed a number of other Mexican authorities. When Guzman was extradited to the U.S., he pleaded not guilty to 17 federal charges, including leading a continuing criminal enterprise, firearm violations, and money laundering.